Alright, you guys. Well, look. I figured it out. I figured out how to make the jack-o'-lanterns, you guys. So this makes me very, very happy. Welcome back, everybody, to some more Minecraft with your buddy, the Dirty Pirate King. Yep, we're playing some 1.13. We got our buddy, the Rambo Dog. For some reason, he feels like he should be chilling on that flower. That's quite interesting. Rambo Dog, what are you thinking, buddy? Okay, guys, so we got a couple things to talk about here now. I said we was going to be working on the Guardian farm, and that is what we're going to be doing here, but I want to talk about a couple of other things too. So anyways, the whole jack-o'-lantern thing, if you guys didn't already know, which some of you might have already known this, and I'm just now finding out, but if you have a pumpkin and you grab a pair of shears, and just like a pumpkin in real life, you gotta carve the pumpkin, right? So you carve the pumpkin. Did I do that right? I didn't do that right. Okay, let's try that again. You gotta right click on the pumpkin. There you go. And there it turns into the pumpkin. So, and then it turns into the jack-o'-lantern. And then you take the jack-o'-lantern, and same recipe as before, you add a torch to it and you get your glowing jack-o'-lantern. Now, you get 4 seeds also now when you carve it. So you don't just get the jack-o'-lantern, you get some seeds, which that's pretty neat. I'm not actually exactly sure how that could come in real handy yet, but so there you go. There's how you make the jack-o'-lantern, you guys. Now, I'm really happy about that. That definitely makes me super happy, you guys. So here we go. Let's just take a look here with me and the jack-o'-lanterns. I like the jack-o'-lanterns. They're super fun. And usually I use them in my what I'm going to show you next. So let's go ahead and sleep and get that done with. Hopefully we won't have no bad dreams here. Okay, we're good. No bad dreams. So it appears that we got extremely lucky here, you guys. So through my time of mining down here, I noticed that I was getting quite a bit of slimes coming in here. So I decided to go ahead and let's just go ahead and take care of these guys real quick. I decided to go ahead and carve these out, carve this area out to see if I was getting you know, a fair amount of slime is spawning in the area, which would indicate that it was a slime chunk, eh? Because in slime chunks, you get good spawns from, I think it's like level like 10 to level like 40 or something like that. So I hear more big slimes too. Yep, there he is. So I've just got a simple thing here set up, and I'll kind of show you guys. And you know, slime farms are pretty general, so it's nothing you haven't seen before. Let's grab a couple of those. So we need to get the Guardian farm going on, because of the way I started designing this. I didn't know about the jack-o'-lanterns before, so I kind of started doing it with the sea lanterns. Now this kind of pattern works pretty good for slime farms. They tend to, you know, spawn on the platforms here and just kind of jump off and then flow into the water source. And then the way the new water is set up, this they'll automatically get shot up to this area, and they jump a little bit, so they're gonna catch on fire immediately because they're a bit too big, and then it breaks them down. And then if I just stand like right here, then I can chop them up or whatever. But I've noticed if I stand back in this area here and kind of just block myself in like this, then they kind of start spawning in there, and they break down into the smaller ones, and then I kind of end up getting surrounded by the smaller ones. And so that's going to give us lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of slime, which is a great thing. We're going to need it for so many things. I got some terrain ideas I want to use some slime for, and different stuff like that. Now, this is not the best idea for an XP farm because the amount of XP that comes out of this isn't very much. So we've got to get that the Guardian Temple farm going on, you guys. This is pretty important for us to do. So let's go over here to the Guardian farm. I want to show you guys how far we've gotten and how I'm thinking about building this thing. Now, I've got a bunch of slime already going on here, which is great. I've been building that up. If you haven't seen already, I've definitely lost all the gear that we made last time. Yeah, I've started building us some new gear. I guess we'll go ahead and put that on. I'm gonna take this stuff off. Yeah, even the helmet, because when I was building that slime farm, I noticed that there's a couple of caves and stuff, and I started going into the caves, and because there's really no where for anything to spawn, those caves are super dangerous. I got killed, and it was terrible. Oh, every time I turned around, there was arrows and there were creepers, and you guys, it was pretty bad in there, man. I could, whoa! I mean, those monsters, they were getting scary. I mean, I was shaking in my boots there for a minute. So, anyways, let's go on back here at the Guardian farm. Now, I've gone ahead and cleared all the stuff out here that it's kind of be in our way, and if I need to fill some of it back in with water, then I will. And that's probably how it's going to go down, because I'm going to want it to look like it's literally coming out of the water here in the end. But let's go on down here. So this is what the temple looks completely cleared out now. If you've not seen one of these things cleared out, there you go. This is the whole temple after it's all been cleared out. Pretty neat. Now my idea that I've got going on here is I want to run dual tanks here. I want to run 2 tanks. Now these guys will spawn from about the right where we're standing, maybe a couple of blocks below, but we're going to fill all that in. But these guys will spawn in from these areas all the way up to almost sea level. I think it's 1 block below sea level, so they'd be level 63. As long as they're solid blocks of water and they're in these Guardian Temple areas, these will stay spawning again and again. Now, I found out that they spawn much better if they're covered. So we're definitely going to be doing a cover of the whole thing so that the sunlight isn't coming in and stopping the spawning. These tanks, I want them to run probably about 15 or 20 above the water here. That way we can use all the spawning space for spawning. Because what we're going to eventually, in the end we're going to do is we're going to put the soul sand here and create the bubbly effect, and as soon as they spawn in the area, they're going to shoot up, and we don't want the spawning areas to stay full. We want this to stay empty, but we do want, up there, like a kind of a storage spot for them, and then we're going to have them shoot out of that into a water thing. And I think what I want to do there is I want to run both of them into a Y pattern and then maybe have them drop here or something like that. I'm not 100% on how I want to do that. I do know how I want to do the tanks, so that part is figured out. Oh no, I've been having this problem too. Every time I go to sleep, I gotta move my bed around until I find a place where I can actually sleep. So it makes me think that there's some caves or something underneath the area. So, but anyways, I'm gonna probably go ahead and get these tanks put together, because you guys don't need to see me build this stuff. Come on, this is simple stuff. It's 4 walls of tanks, and then I'm gonna do some decorative stuff. But I ain't gonna do the decorative stuff until it works, right? Function before, you know, anything else. So once it works, then I'll start prettying it up, right? All right, so I'm gonna probably go ahead and do these tanks and get them all set up both sides, and then alright you guys, look at all these turtles that are here hanging out at this beach. Makes me want to bring some seaweed over here, some seagrass. So got the tanks done. I think I've got the tanks where I want them now. Looks pretty sharp like that from a distance, and like I said, it spawns about one underneath. I think that is where they stop spawning, so that should be more than enough space. Plus it looks pretty cool. Now this is the back side of it. Unfortunately, the front side of the temple is over here, so things are a little bit awkward, but that's okay. I'm gonna work with that. But yeah, I think these tanks should do what we're trying to do here. These guys, man, have been just trying to kill me. You guys. Okay, so we need this open here so that these guys can come out. Yes. From there. Dang! These guys gotta come out of here. Yes? Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and break these. Break those. And then let's see if we can get our bums out of here for right now, because that seems to be pretty dangerous. But I think they're dying on the splat, yeah, so they're dying on the splat. We're getting all the goodies out of that, so that's a good thing, eh? So, but we are going to be kind of dependent on them to push each other off there. So the spawning has to happen at a fairly regular rate, which seems to be pretty good, actually. I mean, alright, you guys. Well, you know, from my experience with this so far, I'm thinking that I'm going to have to make this a 4 tank at least. It might have to be more than 4 tanks even. These 2 tanks seem to be doing okay, but it just doesn't seem to be producing enough. Now, I'll show you what I've been doing here. I've been thinking now. Okay, so if I put another tank here, and another tank here. And then I could move some water around and move these guys around, but I'm definitely going to need more spawning to happen for XP to happen. So yeah, there's that. Now I think yeah, I can use this. Now let's just go on up. Yeah, I mean it's functioning. There's no doubt it's functioning when you're in the right place. So I found that if I stand up in here, I'm kind of centered pretty well. I can get some spawning to happen. So let's see if we can get some spawning to happen here. Okay, it's gonna call me a liar. See, but this is why we need more tanks, because we can't be dependent on something that's working this slow, especially for an experience farm. This is kind of making me kind of second guess the experience farm part of it. I might just end up having to turn this into a block farm, which would make me sad, because I really want an experience farm out of this. But if I add those other tanks in here, it still gives me room that I could actually add 2 more tanks there, 2 more tanks there, 2 more tanks over here, and 2 more tanks over there. So I could actually get 8 tanks out of this or so, and then just be like kind of moving them around inside of the legs in these areas here to a central point where we can just kind of, you know, take them out, right? So that's kind of where I'm going with the idea on all this now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do these other 2 tanks and see how they start going, and if spawn levels are a little bit higher, but if it still isn't enough for the XP farm, because I really would like it for an XP farm. If it still isn't enough for the XP farm, then I'm probably going to go ahead and add the even more tanks. So there might be a total of 8 tanks total for this build. But it's a pretty safe way of doing it, and it will look really cool. So we might end up working on this on the next episode too. I'll see how much I get done. Hopefully I can get at least the 4 tanks in before the end of this show, and we can see how things are going. Oh, ain't you the happy family? Oh, look at you guys. So, if you guys don't know how to breed these guys, they're gold apples or gold carrots, and they have to be tamed in order to do that. So, and then if you breed those 2 together, you can make this guy, which is a special guy. He's just like a horse, only he's just like a donkey. So we can put a chest on him. And thanks to my really awesome mate, Doc M77, who just put up the cool kids video how to have donkey boats. That's right, you heard me say it, donkey boats. Remember I was telling you we couldn't get that donkey in the boat? Well, you can. If you've got a baby, you can get the baby donkey in the boat. And yeah, that is right. We now got a mule in the boat. How cool is that? That is some cool kid stuff. Thank you, Doc M77. You the man. Always looking out for us, man. Much appreciated. And now I know where that setup is. So if I need another donkey boat, I know where to go and get it. Yeah, cool kids rule. Cool kids rule. Thanks, Doc. And then the 4 tanks are built, guys. Yep, so I got all 4 of them done and filled up. But yeah, I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to run a couple of tests here. I've gone ahead and emptied this all out here, kind of, but as you can see, like, they're spawning here pretty regularly. So I think we might have to make it with, look at all those guys. I mean, I think we might have to make like maybe 2 more and 2 more on the other side. And they're spawning over here too a bunch. So you guys, I might end up making this an 8 tank situation. I don't know if I'm really willing to do 12, but I mean 8 might look really cool too. Let's go on up here real quick and see how it looks. I mean, I've obviously still got to do the top and everything on the 4th tank, but I am starting to run out of time here. It's catching up with me here. So, and as you can see, I've been trying to test out where it's, you know, where the best place to get these buggers to come out. And I've also built a little conduit out here so that I plan on coming out here and taking care of some of this kelp and getting it all out of here. But I think we'll get the 4th tower, the 4 towers are in, but I think we might end up making 2 more there, 2 more there, 2 more on this side, and 2 more on the other. So it'll give us a total of 8, and then we can kind of move these guys in and out through these through the legs of these things, I think, and then into a direct killing area. I mean, really, I am getting quite a few more now that I've got the four tanks going on. As you can see though, like, everything's not dying right offhand, and gotta get it all situated. Gotta get it all situated, you know, guys, because otherwise it's gonna be a big mess. So I'm gonna go ahead and run a couple tests on this, but I want to thank you guys, you know, for pushing that there play button again and coming to check it out what Dirty's doing. And you know, like I was saying about the donkey boats, go check out Doc M77. If you haven't checked out any of his videos, you really should. I mean, because he is a mastermind at this game. He will help you figure out things you didn't even know you could figure out. You know, he's good with wiring and just all kinds of stuff. You know, the random donkey boats. Come on now. I mean, who does this? I mean, yeah, it's something I was thinking about and I wanted to do, and he figured out a way to do it. So appreciate you, Doc. You know, always shooting out you some love, man, as much as I can, because you totally deserve it. Big fat legend in our whole, you know, Minecraft world. But anyways, thanks everybody for pushing that there play button and coming to see what Dirty's doing. And I think next time we'll get these tanks finished up, and then maybe we'll start figuring out the killing thing, and then we'll go from there and start doing the decoration stage. And I guess, since you know, I'm out of time, I'll check you later.